Well, good evening, everyone. Message fine. You and yours doing well. First of all, I want to bring you greetings from Research number 147, working up under the most wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge, State of California, free and accepted Masons. Secondly, our tonight guest is going to be um, Paul W. Dreyer. Dr. Paul W. Dryers is going to be our guest on tonight's show. We know it's going to be something special. This show is titled Hidden in Plain Sight. Hidden in Plain Sight. Because I think a lot of individuals who become a member of the Freemasons and the Order of the Eastern Star, they're really, I'm telling you, brothers, you're really missing out. Those who, some people come into the organization just to have a good time, that they're a part, that they're a part of it, that they're a Freemason. They want to throw up signs, they want to do all that stuff. Let me tell you, if you dig deep into this fraternal order, I'm just saying, everybody isn't ready to be a part of Freemasonry. Some people just isn't ready. See, a lot of us who come on board, you see the glitz and the glow. You don't see all there is. You see your jurisdiction. You hang out with your boys. You drink. You do your thing with your circle of people. But let me say this here. There's another circle. Yes, I said there's another circle. See, there are some things that happen in Freemasonry on a broader scale that a lot of us think, hey, you know what, nah, But I'm going to share some information with you tonight that may just tempt you to go do your own little research. This is not this crazy stuff. I'm going to back this up with some factual information for you tonight. So like I said, what's up, Brother Cook? What's up, Ramirez, the greatest? What's going on? Hope everything is going okay. Brother Jackson, Brother Lewis, I want to welcome everybody that's coming on right now, because tonight's show, Hidden in Plain Sight, I'm going to throw you some nuggets out there. It's up to you. It's totally up to you to go do your own research on it, but I'm going to point you in the right direction. And I'm just saying, there is a whole nother circle of Freemasonry that people you don't pay attention to it because you happy that you're a part of Freemasonry. And it will spook some people. It will do that. However, you should have thought about that before you became a Freemason. And a lot of people may say, well, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the other side of Freemasonry that you don't necessarily have privy to. Oh, really, Hawkins? Oh, hell yeah. That's truth. You can say whatever you want to say. And you can say whatever you want to say, but there are some things that be happening that it's in plain sight, and some people have picked up on it and some have not. And this is the thing. A lot of people they just go through the motions about this thing we call Freemasonry. But if you indulge yourself in it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But no, some of you brothers just like to just hang out and just like to just do your thing. Like if it's all right, it's okay. But yeah, I got something for you tonight that's going to definitely get your antennas going. And I definitely want you to go and just do your thing, take a peek at it, and then see what happens. Definitely see what happens. Hey, babe, could you do me a favor and pour me some tea, please, if you don't mind? I got my cup right here. Thank you. So I'm just saying this is a for real thing. But like I said, some people just take it for a game. Thank you. Everybody know about you. Hey, every man should have a good one. I'm telling you, for real. But let's get right into it. So I have Dr. Paul Dryers that'll be coming on. He should be calling in just a couple of minutes here, and I can't wait till he call in. And I think that he's definitely going to add something to the show tonight. He's a Freemason, and it's always good to have somebody on the opposite end of you that can really just bring some flavor to your show. And so I'm just waiting for him to call in, and we're going to get this thing here popping right now. As soon as I'm going to hit him up, call in, bruh. Yep. If you can. I'm just hitting them up to let them know you can call in now. If you can. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Okay, I've already texted him over the number, told him the number for the show tonight. If he wants to call in, he's certainly welcome to do that. So we're going to get right into it. Simple as that. Yeah, ask one to be one. But I'm gonna flip that whole thing too. Ask one to be one. Because everybody is not ready to be one, even though they may ask you. So let's just take a look at this here. I want you to think about this. Okay? You know that Bank of America, you know, that emblem of the Bank of America where it has like the red, white, and blue stripes is 1 1 1 1 1 1. If you know what I'm talking about, just hit yes on that. You know, I just want to make sure you're with me, okay? So you got 1 1 1 1 1 1. I think it's red, white, and blue if I'm not mistaken. Now I did my own little thing, my own little background check on that. That is 11 11 11. That's what those 1 1 stands for. 11 11 11. That equals 33. I want 3 sugars. Thank you very much. That's for sure. It equals 11 11 11 equals 33. Okay? So, then I'm going to flip that. So, you ever think about NASCAR? So, I started doing some research about NASCAR. And so, in NASCAR, you have each car take a lane, right? It's 2 cars each lane. How many cars? No, it's actually 11. It's actually, yeah, it's going to be 33 because it's 11 11 11. So 11 times 3 is going to give you that 33. That's what it's going to give you. So that's on the American Heart Association, not American Heart Association. That's on the Bank of America. You know, that's their emblem. Also, if you take a peek at Google, now I know more. Look, take a peek at Google. I know you see the apron. Thank you very much. I know you see the apron. Come on now. Somebody talk back to me. Y'all see the apron on Google, don't you? Huh? I know you see the apron. And then think of Facebook. That F. Don't you see the F on Facebook? Don't you see the F on Facebook? And then you see a circle around it? Don't you have an emblem like that on the back of your car? Think about it. Just for a moment, think about it. Because a lot of it is in plain sight. We don't pay no attention to it. Huh? Just for a moment, just think about it. Now, I got something else for you. Police. Police, right? Now, here's what I want you to do with the word police. I'm going to give you some numbers, and I'm going to tell you what it's going to come up to. Police equals, the word police equals 7 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 5. It gives you 33. That's for real. Police equals 7 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 5 equals 33. Yeah, do your research behind police. Not just the fact of what they was doing in slavery, but police, period. Oh yeah, there's some deep history to police. And look at their badge. You know, the sheriff that walks around with the 5-pointed star? Yeah. Think about that for a moment. Just throwing something out at you. Yeah, and I just want you to think about it. Now, you know when they say Big Bang, you know that, oh yeah, the Keystone. Okay. So, now I'm going to throw something else at you. So, you know the Big Bang Theory, you know the Big Bang Theory. All right? Now, the numbers behind the Big Bang Theory goes like this here. 2 plus 9 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 7 equals 33. Those are the numbers that make up the Big Bang Theory. I'm just letting you know. I'm just throwing something out there. I just want you to think, and then you go do your own research, and you can holler at me. But this is something I've been doing. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, that's for real. Also, I want you to check out Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth. You know that lady. You know who she is, Queen Elizabeth. Come on now, don't act like you don't know who Queen Elizabeth is, right? Okay, now, just the other day, I got a Facebook feed saying they was introducing the Grand Lodge of England, the United Grand Lodge of England, female Masons. Okay, I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. We know that they're female Masons. Okay, but the title is the United Grand Lodge of Female Masons. That's their title. So I got this picture, and I should be able to pop it up, of Queen Elizabeth coming out of her palace with a female with the Masonic emblem around her waist. She has this belt on. And you probably be able to YouTube it to pull it up. But anyway, she's coming out of the palace. Her guard or her female companion, whoever is, that, I don't know the exact title that that young lady may have. But anyway, she has red, white, and blue on. The belt, yes, that buckle. Boom, there you go. You tell me about that. Huh? Come on now, people, you can't. Look, I'm telling you, this shit is hidden. But you got to know what you're looking at. You really, and man, I'm saying that there's some other stuff going on that a lot of us, we so happen to be Freemasons that we're not really paying attention to what's actually taking place around us. And it can be good or bad. It can be good or bad. And I'm going to tell you this here. And some of you probably already kind of guessed it, but you wasn't really for sure. So, how many of you believe that Obama is a Mason? Hey, yes for me. I just want to get a feel for those who are watching tonight. I just want to know how many of you think that Obama is a Freemason. I mean, you can just hit me. Yeah, there you go. Just let me know. Just let me know how many of you think that Obama is a Freemason. Hold on just a second. I want to do something. And I'm going to share something with you. And oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, from my own point of view, okay, I see a few yeses there. I'm not sure, okay. Yes, Scottish right. Nah, not Scottish right, brother. But okay, greetings. Brother Lee Hall, what do you think? Do you think Obama is a Freemason? And I know somebody going to look back at the video and said, Hawkins and lost. I know I haven't. I just want you to understand that there are things that are happening around us, and we call ourselves Freemason, but we don't even pay attention to it. The fact of the matter is, a lot of stuff that is done around us is done within the Masonic realm. It is. But we so hell-bent on you're not regular versus irregular, and you're this versus that, till you're not even seeing this stuff take place around you. And this is why a lot of times people often say, oh, you're not higher enough, so you don't really know. There is some serious validity to that. There is some truth to that. There is. Now you can say I done lost my mind, but there is legitimately some truth to that. Ah, shucks. Hold on. Oh, shucks. Wait a minute. Oh, man, what? Ah, shucks. It looks like I can't get into this right now. I don't know. I can't get into where I want to go right now. It's not letting me. I'm gonna try one more thing real quick. I hate when they do this. Forget about it. Just forget about it. I can't. I'm looking for something. I can't get to it. It's frustrating. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to what I'm saying. So I saw that some of you definitely put up that, yeah, you believe that Obama is a Freemason, and Obama is a Freemason. And you're probably saying, no, Obama. And you're hearing it. Obama is a Freemason. Oh, no doubt about it. He is that. Oh, that's truth. Obama is a Freemason. Now, like the song said, ask me how I know, and I tell you, this is how I know. So, you just be pulling up stuff. So I started just, like I said, just do your own research. And you will find out, and no, he's not Prince Hall. No, he's not Prince Hall. That's truth. Obama is a Mason, and he's not Prince Hall. The only thing I couldn't find is what lodge he was a member of and what jurisdiction. But I did find out that he was a Freemason. Oh, no doubt. It ain't even happening. Jeez, hate that. But anyway, I'll close out. I'm gonna close this out. I just closed it out. I couldn't go where I wanted to go. But yeah, that's for sure. And I'll tell you this, like I said before, he's not Prince Hall, but Obama is a Freemason. If you go on your computer and you do your little research, this is what I found. Okay, so if you ever notice, Obama really never wears a ring. He doesn't. But on some photos, he do. So, just so happens to put up a couple of photos with Obama wearing a ring. It was on his baby finger. Zoomed in on it, and what did you see? Yes. It was a Masonic ring that he had on. And that's for sure. Yep. He had a Masonic ring on. That's how I know. And no, I guarantee you he ain't Prince Hall. Now, a Prince Hall brother on here can correct me and say he is. I'm all for it. But I guarantee he's not. I mean, we can sit here and talk about this all day. And that's true. That's true. So like I said, they take pictures of presidents. And like I said, Obama really doesn't even really wear his wedding band. But he takes pictures. And in this particular picture, people took a picture of his hand. And they zoomed in on it. And boom, big as daylight. And it was more than one picture. So you can take pictures and you be like, no. But they took pictures and they zoomed in on it. And it was like a wow moment. It was really like a wow moment. And I was like, okay, all right. So, I'm going to share this with you. So, how many of you know that group called Genesis? Greetings. Okay, please. Okay, evidence, please. That is the evidence, the mere fact that on Obama's, it would be on his right hand, the baby finger. He has a picture with a Masonic ring on. That's the evidence. And I was trying to get into my computer tonight so I can actually pull it up and show you, so you and me saying I done lost my mind. Maybe I can get it from here. And then go from there. Let's see what I got. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second here. Hold on just a second. Man. Don't you just hate it when things ain't going your way as it should? All right, all right. Hold on just a second. I got my guest trying to get in tonight, so I'm gonna definitely have him to come on. 619-286-0640. Jeez. Wow, I'm just off tonight. So, the group Genesis has a song called "Eye in the Sky." If you listen to the lyrics of that song, it breaks down Freemasonry from the Enter Apprentice, the Fellowcraft, and Master Mason. The Eye in the Sky by Genesis, the group. I think Phil, what's his name? What is the gentleman name? Yes, Phil Collins. Yes, breaks down that. Listen to the song, "The Eye in the Sky" by Genesis. All right, hold on just a second. Hello? Hello there, good doctor. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Tonight I got off kind of to a rough start, but I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself there, Doc.
Good. Hello, I'm Dr. Paul W. Dyer, Grand Master in Martial Arts. But let's see, I have 3 PhDs, one in naturopathic medicine, Chinese medicine, one in health sciences, and the other PhD is in metaphysics. I hold 4 masters, one in nutrition, kinesiology, biology, and chemistry. And then I have other undergrads too. So I've been studying and teaching martial arts and the living sciences, the holistic and practitioner art for over 40 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I've written 5 books and working on one autobiography at the time right now. And I've been a traveler in the order of Masonic order for 33 years now.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, Doc, I think I text you already about what we're talking about tonight. So, I've just been dropping some little things that I've come across and doing my own research in regards to Freemasonry being hidden in plain, well, not really hidden in plain sight, but a lot of things that take place in regards to Freemasonry is done, but it's subliminal and people really don't pay attention to it. And I think for us who are a part of the organization, we're the ones that really should be paying attention to it since we call ourselves Freemasonry. But what I find is that what happens is we just get caught up in the what would you call, how would you call it?
The day-to-day mucky muck.
Yes.
I think I call it sometimes, I use different terms, but I call it noise. It's basically, it's a lot of static.
Would you call it the white noise?
I do call it white noise. Because there's a lot of white noise out there, man. And being politically correct, sometimes there's more white noise than there should be.
Oh no, no. It's not about being political correct right here. That's cast aside. We only dealing with what we come across as truth. Now, if somebody want to debate the truth, because each one of us live in our world where we find our own truth. And if you are a Freemason, you're definitely searching that which is lost. So that which is lost is truth. Now, when you find your truth to that question which you are in search of, that answer for which you're in search of, you find that moment where you say, "Eureka! I have found it." Kind of help me out, Doc. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So here's what happens, because, along with the things I've done, it's really I teach what you call emotional education. And when I first got raised, right, and this is one of the things that people still don't understand, what does it mean to be raised? It means being raised from the dead. And being raised from the dead means you come into the light. And in that light, there's sounds and vibrations and codes and signals all throughout the universe. Those universal codes are talking to you so we can put the pieces together so we can live in alignment. Now, certain Masonic things, if you're studying your book and you're reading your book, but you got to be out there doing more than that. And it goes back to the Hermetic sciences. I studied the Hermetic sciences, and it's all about the code breaking, about unifying the universe to one signal through your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you see different symbols of the different Hermetic sciences, or the different Egyptian sciences, or even in the head.
No, go ahead. I got you.
So even in the third eye, or wherever how you want to call it, it's about aligning your code with the universal code so you can live in a powerful state. Now, anything outside of that is noise.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not paying, and it is, the reason why it's hidden in plain sight is because the people who want to or who are awake will notice the path set out before them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the people say, well, it's a secret this. No, it's not secret. It's just that you're blinded by so many of your either hatred or you're searching for something that's, I call it chasing your tail. If you're chasing your tail, you're just going to run around in circles anyway, and you're not moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's laid out there for you, whether it be the handshake, whether it be, talking to each other. And it's about a love. There's a connection to that between love and hate. And if you're walking on the side of hate and discomfort, or dis-ease, or disassociation with your own emotional self,
mm-hmm.
you're going to be sick. And if you're sick, then you're going to be blinded. And if you're blinded, then you're going to stay in darkness. And if you stayed in darkness, then you're not doing any good work. You're not working at all.
Right. So so Doc, I know a lot of brothers and sisters probably remember that game called Tomb Raiders, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in Tomb Raiders 3, that came out in 1998, that game, I was going back and, I have kids too. So that game, if you're playing it, it has the compass and square on bricks.
Yep.
But if you're moving too fast through the game, you won't see it.
No.
So I slowed it down. I'm like, watching I slowed it down. I'm like, are you serious? You get one of them, you get one of them moments where you have to ask yourself, did I just see that? And you have to pause it.
Well, there's a lot of movies that I know, that I have watched, that I always will see a Masonic symbol or gesture in the movie that is put by the director, because we know some directors are out there who are travelers.
Mm-hmm.
So we know they put it in their movie for a specific reason. And it has nothing to do about the movie, but it's there.
Right.
It's there either above the door, like it's either there on the building, it's either the way the buildings are shaped.
Mm-hmm.
It's always there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful thing. Or it's always in conversation. If you ever listen to congressional orders or congressional meetings, it's held like a Masonic meeting. So,
hey.
If people don't know the Robert Rules and Order, it's being held just like a meeting, and there's things that are being said that if you're a Mason, you know exactly what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
On TV, it goes right by because they don't know what's going on.
But see, this is why I was saying earlier before you came on, I was like, you know what? There are things that happens around us that if you don't pay attention to it, you're subconsciously pick it up. But if you don't pay attention to it, and if you're not used to just slowing down a little bit, you'll miss it in a blink of an eye. In the process of doing that, when you go back and you review some of the things in your daily journey, you will find that the compass and square Freemasonry, people have said words to you and you didn't pay them any mind. It's right there. And like I said, even for this video, it's hidden in plain sight. You just got to be able to, your antennas got to be able to pick it up. And I'll tell you something else, Doc, that kind of blew me away. Okay, so the black hole, right?
Yeah.
We often talk about the black hole. So in reviewing the numbers that you get for the black hole, this is what I came up with. The numbers that contained when you are breaking down the black hole, right? Here are the numbers: 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 5 give you the numbers for breaking down the black hole. You know what that came to? Was 33.
33.
I was, I almost had to drop my head.
So here's another thing that comes up. There is the harmonic sound that the heart resonates equally to the brain is 33 megahertz.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
If you're on the same level, because sometimes, so here's on the science part. So your mind vibrates at a certain level, and it can be a white noise. If you're thinking about too much, you're stressed out, it actually lowers your vibration. Your heart resonates on a different frequency if you're sad or sick. But if they're equally healthy and tuned together, they equal 33 megahertz.
Wow. Wow. See, I'm just trying to get in where I fit in at. I'm just trying, and you know what? The thing is, what I really want brothers to understand is that we got to get more in tune to who we are, especially being African Americans, because I don't think that we are in tune with who we are, because we're so often trying to be someone else.
Well, there's still an enslavement mentality that's encaged so many people's deep soul. And what I mean is this: I know people say, "Well, I'm not that caged up anymore. I know exactly what I need to do." What I mean is that you're still fighting against something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're fighting against something, that means you're still locked away in something.
Mm-hmm.
Being progressive or moving forward doesn't mean you're running away or you're running to. It just means you're aligning yourself to the purpose, intentional purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That takes understanding exactly what you are not,
mm-hmm.
and exactly what you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may think what you are, and if you think what you are, you could be stuck in only your own disguising.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that takes unity, and it does take a helpful, loving someone to say, "Hey, you're doing well," or "You're not doing so well,"
mm-hmm.
or "Here, let me help you out." And that's that helping of that brothers that we need to do anyway. But people,
mm-hmm.
a lot of blacks are still stuck in, "I'm never going to be that," and no one's ever going to hold me away from that. So so whatever it is they're being pushed in a certain direction because they don't want to be a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do that to cows all day long. You don't have to hurt a cow. You just got to put up certain gates, and they'll move exactly where you want them to.
Right.
So if you're doing that to a person and you're putting up these gates around them, they're like, "Well, I don't want to be that." Well, that's a gate that someone put up there for you that you're recognizing that you're not.
So in saying that, do you think that is why so many of us gravitate towards entertainment instead of the arts, the science, literature, different things like that?
I do believe so. You know, the sad thing about it, when, you know, I'm a school person, I'm a geek, whatever, how you want to call it, but when I was going through schooling, and every time I got to another level or a different grade or a different section, now I was into music and art, and I was into football, and I was an athlete, but when I got into the chemistry and the math, there was no black people there. Out of like a class of 80, there's like 2 of us. You know what I mean? And then as you move on to the different medical sciences, there were so few. And it begged me the question, like, well, why isn't anyone willing to come this way? And the reason why, they're like, well, I'm out there want to make a real money. And I'm like, you're bogged down into thinking you want to be famous and not putting in the work. I'm not saying being an entertainment isn't work, because it is, and it really is. But there's other things that we need to get our hands in there and start putting some stuff in.
Because entertainment is only going to last for a while.
Yes.
I mean, you know, you may find some that's probably music producers or whatever, and they probably be in it for an eon. But I'm talking about the pure essence of entertainment only lasts for a while. And that brings me to this here, Doc. So Usain Bolt. You know him, right?
Yes, I do.
So,
I saw him at the Olympic Training Center because I was an Olympic trainer for the U.S. and I watched him run, and we were all talking about, because I do kinesiology, so I do know him. I did meet him, and on his, just to talk about, I don't want to jump off subject, but to talk about his gifted athletic ability is something God given. That is just it. Yeah.
so in saying that, this is what I know about Usain Bolt. He's a Mason.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of us know that. Because
Really?
usually when you see one of us being a Mason, we think of either Prince Hall or Ancient Free and Accepted Masons as far as that's concerned. But this is the unique thing about Freemasonry, how broad it is. It's all over the world. So you just can't take a group of people who may be Carmen skin tone or Carper skin tone and say, okay, you have to be belonging to a certain group of people in Freemasonry. And I say that to say this in regards to Usain Bolt. When I found out he was a Mason, I was like, wow. So of course you got to find out what Grand Lodge he's a part of. And you know he's not, they don't have him listed. But he's one.
Well, every time he finished the finish line, he gave a Masonic.
Don't.
Hey.
Oh. He did.
So I was like, when he did that, I was like, all right. And there's a lot of people who do it a lot of times on TV. That if you don't know it, you don't know it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But every time he came across the finish line, he gave a Masonic wave. It's like, all right, brother.
Yes. But how many know the Masonic wave? How many? I mean, because there is certain signs that I have not seen in a Masonic book, but I've been noticing that in my readings I would see that deals with a lot of symbolism.
See, there's the history. See, I'm such a big history. I love to read. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But, the history of what the order is for, it was about building nations, people, and countries, and aligning. You can come from two different tribes, but there's a line between you that there's going to be a connection to it. Most likely, there's going to be an order that has that line.
Okay.
Now, we still sit on two opposite fences, like we know about the South and the North and the South and the Underground Railroads and all that stuff. If you don't know your history, there's a lot of Masonic things that went along with the Underground Railroad, and people would still harbor fugitives even though they were white. And they would still let them in just because they were Masons.
Correct.
Yeah. So there is that thing that supersedes us, that is, we call, it's that universal code of life that we accept, that we accept as human beings of the light. We're supposed to be the lighted children. If you want to be the lighted children, then you must shine. And the only way to shine is to start recognizing, reading, and doing.
But see, here's the thing. If we would do a few things, this is my own personal opinion from my own personal experience. If we would do a few things, first of all, if you would stay out of other people's business, number one, that's why I say stay out the bushes when I sign off. That's number one. Number two is if you would take time to meditate.
Yes.
To be able to quiet your spirit, quiet your mind, and get in tune in connection with, I would say, the great beyond. To be able to leave this thing we call body and to be able to venture outside of that. But a lot of people get spooked by when you talk about stuff like that.
Well, see, I teach meditation, and I studied in China for almost 2 years. I was studying in the monastery. So the problem people have with meditation is that they have to be taught. And that's okay to be taught. But then again, someone has to raise their hand up and ask the question and say, teach me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly where someone like me was like, of course I would teach you. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you don't know until you tell me what you want to know. So with meditation,
Mm-hmm.
how to quiet the mind. People say, well, that's tough because so many things rushes in. Well, the subconscious and the conscious work on two different hemispheres of the brain. Okay, so I'm not going to get too much in the science thing of it, but the subconscious is like an iceberg. It is more underwater than it is what you see on the conscious level.
Woo!
So anything you cannot recognize consciously, your subconscious is the one that's building, it's formulating, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Until you take each moment and recognize what you see and how it feels to you, it will then deep into the subconscious. Now, when you're quieting your brain or your mind, because there's a difference,
Mm-hmm.
when you're quieting your mind, your subconscious is then it's going to be like if you're a father and you have children and you come home from work and you don't pay attention to them, it seems like they're bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you came home and to give them attention and love, then when you do sit down, they won't bother you because
Mm-hmm.
you've already given their attention and time. Well, your mind is the same way with thoughts. If you don't give each thought attention and time, they're going to disturb you. And if they disturb you, that means that it's causing your own personal unhappiness because you're not willing to rectify that by giving it attention due. And I'm not talking about I'm just talking about recognizing what it is of the thought. You don't have to okay, I need to build my birdhouse and go build a birdhouse. You acknowledge that I am going to build a birdhouse. You give it a specific time. I would do it tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do that, the birdhouse thought is gone. But if you say, I don't want to deal with that right now, well, it's just going to circle right back around, and it's going to come right back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens with thought. Your body is connected. Each organ of your body is connected to a chemical change, which is connected to a thought in the brain.
Mm.
So anytime that you are feeling sick in a certain part of your body, it is triggering a thought that you did not take care of to give it consciously enough thought. And that's why meditation is so helpful in healing, because it starts healing up your body and cleaning out your liver, your spleen, if you don't have a spleen, your kidneys, your stomach. It starts, because those things hold processes of thoughts, typically. Yeah.
Wow, you just dropped a lot right there. You really did. But I'm gonna share this here with those who have just come on. So the title of today's show is Hidden in Plain Sight, and we say that because there's a lot of things that happens in Freemasonry around us that a lot of us really don't pay attention to because we're too involved with the white noise. Until you're able to either turn it off or tone it down, you would never really see it. And this is why a lot of times people often say, because you haven't elevated yourself high enough, or because you're not in this particular circle, so you wouldn't know. And there is some validity to that, to where you are not in certain lodges, so you don't know. And I'll tell you this here: there are Masons who are in politics. They are not just part of your average Grand Lodge Estate or Freemasons per se. I believe they're a part of their own Masonic lodge, to where they meet and they handle business, period. I don't care whether you're Democrat or Republican. This is what they do. And now some people may say, Doc, some people may say, well, no. But that, Doc, I'm just saying.
I've been blessed. I was in the military for 15 years. I've been blessed to be in certain lodges with certain people who walked around Washington D.C. who yabbered at each other inside one chamber, but come inside a house of a meeting and were shaking hands and they're getting stuff done. And then I was like, And these people still think they're still chasing this comical show that they show them out here, but when it comes into here, it's there is one business to get done, and that is to build it great.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not part of it being built great, then you're just going to be ran over.
And I'm going to say this for those of you who don't know about some of the hidden things that are in movies in regards to Freemasonry. I'm just going to throw out some movies for you. First of all, I'm going to throw out Bad Boys, the first one.
Yep.
Okay. Next, I'm going to throw out Aliens, the one that came out in 1986. Okay. Then I'm going to.
Yep.
Yes. I'm going to throw out a movie called Pyramid that came out in 2014. It's called The Pyramids. That's another movie. Cartel Land came out in 2015. That's a movie from. Then it's okay. Then you got a movie called Wall Street. Money Never Sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
That's another movie that has Freemasonry underlying tone. You see brothers walking with Masonic rings and pendants on in that movie. And that's for real. And then there's another movie called Subjugate with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, that's another movie that has a Masonic Masonic implications in it. And in this movie you can see it because they're just showing you stuff on the wall, big as daylight. But you know how the camera pans around in a movie and your subconscious can pick it up, but you don't really paying attention to it.
And then all of a sudden it clicks, and you see how the symbols are on the wall, or even how the room is set up.
Right.
There's some movies I've seen. The room is set up like, and I'm like, oh man, come on. I mean, how obvious can it be? Like the chair sitting up in the middle of the room, and then.
Hey, I got one for you. The movie called A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah. Yep. When they all got together and they were talking about what they.
That's right. And I'm gonna tell you. So in that particular movie, when John Connery goes in to get the weapons out of the safe, you already know what the code was to that. If you're a Mason, you know the code to that. I ain't gotta call it out.
Now your question comes up and it says, why wouldn't someone recognize it or see it?
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to kick anyone in the teeth or the gut. But if you are living in pain and you're not taking care of your business,
Mm-hmm.
you're not living right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean living right. I mean loving right, living right, being with the person, not chasing all these women, not chasing all these different things. I'm talking about living right. If you're not living right, you won't be right.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. And no matter how you try to be right, if you're not right, you can't be right.
That's correct. If so, somebody just posted in the group chat. They said the movie. Let me see. I just saw it. He said the movie Jack the Ripper. And I'm gonna tell you something about that particular movie. So when they're trying to track down Jack the Ripper, right? In this particular movie, they capture this guy who they claim is Jack the Ripper. Well, the guy who's following him, or who's this chief detective, he's a Mason, right? So when they catch this guy, they call Jack the Ripper, they find a ring on the ground with a compass and square on it. This guy picks this ring up and hides it in his pocket. But they eventually end up letting this guy go. Oh, hey Doc, there's a lot of movies out there, man. I'm telling you, when I went to do my own little thing on the movies that have Freemasonry in it, just sitting down. Bart Simpson even has Freemasonry in it.
I got one that was alive. It wasn't a movie. And do you remember Clarence Thomas when he was Anita Hill had accused him of being improper with him?
Yes.
And they brought him under congressional hearing.
Right.
And he said to them, we were watching it. He said, "You know, we handle this on our own." And Clarence Thomas was talking about. Now he's saying, "You know who I am, and I should not be here." And oh my God, who's heading that committee? Because matter of fact, the guy who's heading the committee sat in the South at the time.
It wasn't Trent Lott, was it?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, Trent Lott is a 33rd degree Mason from Mississippi.
And so they were talking, and Locke's parents Thomas up. He goes, if you want to bring that out right now into the light, we'll handle it. But right now, we're taking care of this. He's like, you bet that, hey, I know what you're trying to say, but let's handle this before we handle that. And I was like, that was cool. That was, the Clarence Thomas was like, you know me, I don't belong here. I don't care. We're going to handle this.
Right. And see, and that's the thing I think a lot of people miss when you're watching things on television, especially dealing with our own government. And I'll tell you something else. Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he did the Million Man March, his speech, he spoke on the Inter-Apprentice Fellowcraft of Master Mason. He spoke on those ruffians. He spoke on it, and I was just listening to it, and I was like, wow, do anybody hear what he's saying? You know? Hold on, go ahead. Finish up, Doc.
Well, what I'm saying, did you cut off?
No, I'm here. Go ahead.
No, the thing with people get, because even when he was speaking at the Million Man March, my brother was there, and my brother never got raised, and he was telling me what things were being said, and so I watched it, and then I went back, because my father was a Mason, and then I was. My grandfather was too, but so my brother never traveled. But he asked me about what's going on, and I told him, this is what the speech was for. So he was talking to the masses, but he was really only talking to certain people that could carry out what we call the work. And my brother says, well, that seems unfair. I said, well, no, not really. It says, it just means that more people need to start coming over. And that's really what it is, because if you don't come over, no matter how what, and it's not to segregate anybody, but no matter what intentions you have, you're always going to miss the mark because you don't have the toe of your brothers to pull you through. You cannot do this by yourself. If you think you can, you lost.
And this is why I often say no man walks alone. Everybody said, well, he pulled it up by his bootstraps, and no man walks alone.
No.
That reminds me of that movie called We Own the Night. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
No,
but
I'm not.
Check that movie out. We Own the Night. That's the name of it. I don't recall the year it exactly came out, but We Own the Night. That's a deep Masonic movie. And it blew me away. And look at the title, We Own the Night. And doesn't it say somewhere that I'm able to do what? Recognize one is in the night as well as in the day?
And one is in the day.
We own the night. I'm just saying. Because, one brother just posted up here, Rosewood. One brother posted up Bill Cosby movie. I think he says, let's do it again. And he says that Freemasonry, yes, let's do it again, what they had on the, I think the Fez. They had the Fez with the pyramid on the Fez. So it just.
I remember the movie, but I don't recall it. God, that was an old. Who played with that? Was that Cindy? Who was?
Cindy Pontier was in that movie with him. Cindy Pontier, Jimmy J.J. Walker was in that movie. He was playing the boxer.
Yep, Cindy Pontier.
Yeah. So in that movie, Bill Cosby and Cindy Pontier walks in on a Shriners convention. And they put the fez on their heads. And this is how they're able to escape from the mob that was looking for them. Space Odyssey. Somebody just put up Space Odyssey. I'm going to have to check that one out. So in saying all of that, check these numbers out, Doc. I got some more numbers. So the rover, right? The rover that's supposed to be on Mars.
Yes.
Okay, so the signature number for rover is, these are the signature numbers. 9 plus 6 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 are the full reduction numbers for the rover. And what do those numbers come up to be?
Also 33.
33. Those are the signature numbers for rover.
Now, you also, in the body, because it makes me think, in the body, you know, your spine has, do you know how many your spine has?
33.
33.
That's right.
Now, also is the spine is, when it's coded, when you are not feeling well, in medicine, if you have your lower sacrum and lumbar, and that's in the lower depths of the body, and then you have the upper sacrum of the head, where the light comes shining down.
Mm-hmm.
And as you travel up there, the numbers get higher in health as you come from the depths of one
Mm-hmm.
to the height of the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, if your body isn't right, you can't be right and align yourself with the universal code anyway.
Oh. See? See, there's a lot to be said, but the thing is goes back to what I was saying. If people would only take their time and look at it and see exactly what's going on, they won't miss it. They won't miss it, but too many times we do miss it because we don't pay attention. We're too busy watching the television programming. You know, we're being programmed. And see, they don't call it television programming for nothing because there's nothing on it.
And as you're watching the program, guess you are being programmed.
Ooh, see?
Free range slaves.
Ooh.
When you allow someone to think they're free, they will never stop looking for the escape.
Mm-hmm.
You keep expanding your, and I would hate to use the word they, but there is a they that's trying to manipulate and control.
Uh-huh.
And every time they expand their territory, they lock you into you not wanting to ever be free.
Mm.
So the more electronics comes out, the more and they keep saying, "Oh, this is no, it's just locking you up."
Mm-hmm.
That's
wow. You said they're just locking you up, huh?
Yeah. They don't have to lock you up anymore by a key and behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have more people locked up that people think they're free. You know, I was doing rehab, and the one thing I was doing rehab there was a drug rehab, and I was counseling in this drug rehab center. And I said, I'm very proud of you guys. And they're all sitting there all slouched. And I said, they were like, that's why. I said, because you know you're fucked up.
Oh my goodness.
Now you have the opportunity to heal.
Uh-huh.
There's people walking outside of this building that are really fucked up, and they think they're okay.
Right. And you know, that's the sad part.
Yeah. That is the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said, you're lucky. I said, you got caught for whatever reason, but now it's time for you to start learning how to live, because survival is over.
It is. And here's the thing. When are those who are part of this fraternal order going to really wake up? Now, there are some who are awake as far as being able to decipher things and being able to break down the hermetics and being able to break down degree work. But when I say wake up, that means to be I'm not going to say complete, but to have an understanding of the totality of the organization for which you are part of. Because, like I said, a lot of us are too involved with the white noise to we're really missing the essence of what is actually taking place around us within this thing we call Freemasonry.
You know, if you're going to use the word Freemasonry, just use the words right. Be free and build.
You said be free and build.
Yeah.
Be free and build. But how many of us really understand what it is to be free? What's your thoughts on that? Because to be free and build, a lot of us don't know how to build.
I know.
And a lot of us don't know what it is to be free.
Yeah, I asked a 26-year-old young person, and I said, "Do you know what freedom is?" He's like, "No, not really." I said, "Do you know what it means to be free?" He goes, "No. As long as I get to do what I want, I'm fine." And I'm like, "That's fascinating." So I asked a person who was roughly as they were in their 40s. I said, "Do you know what freedom is?" They're like, "No one's free. No, you can never be free." And I was like, "So what do you mean by that?" He goes, "Well, I go to work every day, and I got to do what I got to do. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I wasn't really asking to teach. I was wondering what they thought of free. And I said to myself, so I went home and I write a lot. I said, "What does it mean to be free?" And I'm glad you asked me that, Tony. I said, "What it means to be free for me is to actually see the essence of life and love together. That's free." Now, what I mean by the essence of life is in the stars, the wind, the snow, all of it, the sun, the sand, the human touch, to open up all your senses to amazing things. That is living, right? And then loving is to understand exactly what I feel, so then I can translate it to another person. Because if you can't translate that love, then you're still not living. You're not loving. So if you can, it's like, I'm happy, but I don't want to share it. That's not life. because when you look at a tree is a living thing. Now,
it is.
It's living. It grows. It puts its roots in the ground. It spreads. It helps feed the other trees. It drops seeds. The seeds will grow. Leaves will expand. It transmits the carbon dioxide to the oxygen. That means it's living. It's prospering because it's doing so much. Roots, seeds, transmitting oxygen to carbon dioxide, all that. So if we want to be living, then what are you transmitting? What seed are you dropping? What roots are you getting into the ground? What are you giving and taking in and changing it so it's better for everything?
Right.
It's living. That's living. That's free.
But how many of us really want to get down with that? How many of us really want to get into being free? Because I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but I want to add on to that. Now, in order to be free, in addition to what you said, you must be willing also to transcend, to be able to move beyond where you're at, to be able to don't take things so personal. Because when you take it personal, you taking on other. Because let me see how what I want to say. You're taking on things that's really not yours, for lack of a better way of summing it up. I mean, because go ahead.
You're right, because and that goes back to what I was saying before, that emotional intelligence. Understand what you feel. Understand what you are, who you are, when you are. So if you know you're taking in something and it's not something that's going to be helpful for you, let it go. Because if you're not, then it's just going to go right back underground to that subconscious, and it's going to keep gnawing at you later.
Correct. And like one of the gentlemen just posted on here, brother, I think is his name is the only child. He posted there's a difference between emblem wearing and a Freemason. Some just wear the emblems without having any knowledge of it because it gives them power. And my question would be, what power would that give them if they don't even understand what they have? Because in order to be in this fraternal order, I mean, seriously involved with this fraternal order, you're going to be able to do a few things to people that you come across. You're going to be able to give them some light. Hold on a second. That's my son. I got to get this. Hey, can I call you back? Yeah, call mom. Okay. You know, I can't leave my son out there. That's important. But
Yeah, I got 9 kids. I got 7 girls and 2 boys. I know exactly how you feel.
that's right. That's right. So, oh man. So I'm going back to this here. So when you think about being, I think I was talking about being free, if I'm not mistaken, and being able to not just wear the emblems, because those who wear the emblems don't even understand what they have. They may assume they have powers, but they don't understand the power that they may have. So,
So how about this? So it may go back into what you call the raising, or when you bring in your classes through, and then your education of your first and second year, your third degree, and what are you teaching them? Are you just bringing in members because you need money for dues?
now you know they do.
You know they do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you say, well, I'm going to hold this class for us to be some educated about, because I travel, I've been to here, let me bring back and let me show you what I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's not an educational thing that's going on in your lodge, then I don't know why. I mean, because there's more to know and learn from each other
Mm-hmm.
also than it is from the order work. So it needs to be implemented better.
It does, but what happens is in a lot of the lodges, they don't teach. Let's just be honest. And in a lot of the Masonic lodges, they don't educate, they don't teach. And I've said it before, a lot of them open in short form, and they don't even know what the ritualistic opening is. Why do we open like we do? You know, because even in your opening, it's definitely all esoteric. All of it is esoteric because you're saying in your opening, as a senior warden, you're going to assist the wishful master in opening and governing this lodge, just like the sun opens the day and the moon governs the night. All of that's esoteric.
Yes.
One reflects the other. The sun reflects light off the moon. You know, and this is why we get that full moon effect. Because help me if I'm now correct me if I'm wrong. Does the moon give light also? Is there light coming a reflection from the moon?
No.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right path.
No. The only thing what the moon does, and it's funny because I dabble in the astrophysics. The thing about the moon is that as it picks up light and it holds it and it does reflect it, so it absorbs light.
Mm.
The moon absorbs light, but here's the thing that it really absorbs. It's really absorbing energy. So when it transmits its glow, it's releasing energy. That's why when the moon passes over the seas, they say the seas get rough and stuff like that, because it's transmitting absorbed energy that it's picked up from the sun.
Mm. Why is that why also, you know, I work in the medical field. So whenever there's a full moon, we know it's going to be on and popping that day.
Yes.
If it's a full moon, oh yeah, we know we finna be busy, and especially if you work in the I don't want to say the crazy field, but
Psychology,
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. You know it's gonna get busy. You know it. It's something about the gravitational pull between the Earth and the Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
There is now when it starts getting into what you call the full moon phases and the gray phases. I actually do meditation and prayer out in the moon because it's a different type of energy. There's different types of energy in the night. There is also in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And in the martial arts and the martial sciences, there's different movements that helps you move that energy around so you can build it up through your feet and through your hands. And
Mm-hmm.
it actually absorbs differently too. So yeah, yes it is. There's a lot of great energy that comes from the moon. But here's the thing about full moons and things like that. People say, well, it gets crazy, like you said. I said, well, no. If you are unbalanced, it just throws you more so to your unbound. So no matter what side you're on, whether it be you're too negative or you're too positive because you have to be equal. But if you're too negative a person, it's just going to make you a strong negative person. If you're a positive person, it's going to just make you a strong positive person. And that too much of too anything makes you sick. Like what's wrong with too positive? Well, now I'm going to get you into the magnetic field, because if it's too positive strong, it starts pulling away from the negative parts of your body. Your body has a male and female in it, and it has a yin and yang in it. And if say your kidneys are positive, if your kidneys are positive and it pulls too much from the liver that's negative, then it makes your liver sick, then it makes you jaundice. That means you start urinating too much. That means you end up with a bladder infection.
Ooh.
So, I mean, there's things like that could go on that's just too much, that's not good. Yeah.
Is that why in the Bible or Quran, whatever your religious preference may be, you often hear do everything in moderation?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I told one person, I said, drinking too much water can make you sick. And your body, and 75% of your body is of water.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm on the same track. I don't want to venture off and then I have a train wreck.
No, it's just that because, and that's why the balance is so amazing. You know, we are about balance, and we're not saying don't work at all or don't work too little, or you gotta. But the only way to feel your balance is to know thyself.
Ooh, but here's the thing. How many of us really want to know thyself?
Well, see, then we're reserving back into being free. If you don't know thyself, you'll never be free. And if you can't be free, then you can never really be a true Mason.
If you can't be free. Now, if you're on this news feed tonight, if you're on this show tonight, he just dropped a whole lot of nuggets. He just said, take all this. Repeat that again.
If you can't be free, then you can't be a Mason.
All right. If you can't be free, you can't be a Mason. Shit, that might as well just sum up everything we didn't put in tonight. If you can't, shit, that might as well just, here you go right here, because I don't think a lot of us can be Mason, because a lot of us like being in the bushes. Garbage. Yes, a lot of us hadn't come out of the rubbish yet. Did you catch that one? A lot of us hadn't come out the rubbish yet. A lot of us are still buried in the rubbish in the temple.
So ask them. With my talk show, I get it. Sometimes I talk and I get really excited because I love to do what I do and teach whatever. But the question comes up, and I know it's coming here. How do I stop being in the bushes or being in the rubbish and be free? Then here, ask yourself you just got to start asking yourself questions and stop giving yourself excuses. And what I mean by asking yourself the question like, how do I feel about now? And people say, well, what do you mean? Just ask yourself, when you're in a moment, what am I feeling now? Not what I understand, not what I'm seeing, not what I think I know, not what I think. What am I feeling? Because if you cannot feel yourself, you'll never know thyself.
You know what? I don't know if anybody can see this message. I think it's hidden. This says this message is held for review. And let me tell you, somebody by the name of Dr. J, whoever that phony may be, just stated, the lake of fire awaits you coon ass sellout niggas. The crackers still don't respect you yuppity Prince Hall niggas. He doesn't even know who he is. I don't know who this Dr. J fellow is, but this is a hidden. Some of the stuff I got blocked, Doc, where everybody can't really post on it on my show. Yeah. But I'm just showing you what they're doing. You know, this is some crazy stuff. And you know what? No, you would not be posting on here tonight, sir. Hide user on this channel. Boom, you are ahead. You will not be posting on this channel. Not tonight.
So he's upset? He sounds very upset.
He sounds upset because he doesn't know. And so, you know, when people get like that, I have to block them from the show because Let me tell you what this show is all about, Doc. This platform is for all Masons, for all Eastern Stars across the board. I don't have time to go and battle anybody about who has the correct papers to do whatever. That's your issue. You know, if you think that if you think that, then you know what, I don't know what to say for you. If you believe that somebody is not a Mason because their paperwork or they're not recognized by John Butts or Henry Winkler or somebody, you got issues, because Masonry is bigger than that. And you just broke it down. You saying if you let me see, I think you just said if you're not free, then you're not a Mason. And a lot of people are still in mental chains.
Yeah.
They're just,
Yep.
you know, it's hard to say. And you got a lot of people who like to put comments up here, and I block them because they have no idea about what the show is really all about. You know, they see Freemasonry and they think, oh, the boogeyman or some spooky shit. And it's not even about that. This is about enlightening people
Yeah.
on Freemasonry and what it is versus all of the commercial stuff you may see.
And you know, with anyone who is going to feel or say or think they know or think they know you, me, whoever, and they want to still hatred. And we know there's some hateful people out there. We know there's some sick people that are never going to be well because they look for disturbance. You know, don't get love misdirected, because if you come at someone wrong, and this I'm going back into my martial life, if you come at someone wrong, I will protect my loved ones.
Oh, of course.
I will protect my brothers and my sisters from being harmed verbally, physically, and emotionally. So you're putting your life, you're not looking at life, you're looking at death, and you're just trying to drag somebody to die with you.
But see,
and I'll never go there.
No, because a lot of people, when you get into this thing we call Freemasonry, a lot of people can't decipher the ritual because they haven't indulged themselves in what I would call the esoteric or esoteric side of Freemasonry. So they're basically going through a process without a complete understanding. Now, once you become raised to a Master Mason, then you should be able to go back and break down everything that took place. Because like I said earlier, a lot of people are still buried in the rubbish in the temple. They have not yet been fully raised to understand the totality of Freemasonry for which they're a part of. They're still like locked in this Thunderdome, this pyramid, or whatever you want to. They're still just locked, you know, and they can't get up, or they're still buried and they hadn't been raised up.
Well, you know, we pray for, we give homage to a lot of people just to hope they come and hope they wake up. Because that's why we do this. That's why we do other shows. That's why I do my show. That's why I write what I write. I want to bring people to the light. I do. And I don't want you to, you know, I look at it this way. It's kind of like waking up one of your children for school and they don't want to wake up. If you throw cold water on them, they're just going to wake up angry and mad and never going to learn anything anyway. So you wake them up with a gentle love and say, you know, it's time for you to get up, and they will eventually get up, and they will wake up, and they will eat, and then they will learn, and then they will carry on throughout the day. So I understand some people still want to remain asleep, but I can't wake you up in a violent way because you'll never learn anything anyway.
And you might go crazy. You might stroke out or have a heart attack.
You might stroke, right? Because you know you. Like when you're in the medical field, when you do someone, when you check to see if they're responsive, you give them like little sternal rubs, and you know, maybe this is what this is to them. This little sternal rub, and maybe they'll give you a response, and then, you know, then we'll see what this CO2 shots will do.
Hey, I'm gonna share this with you. So I work in the medical field, right? So, when I work night shift 11 and 7, we will wake the patient up and give him a sleeping pill. I'm for real. I am so for real because it's in a medication drawer, right? So the nurse will go to the Pyxis, pop it open, and it says, okay, at this time, this person needs to take a sleeping pill. So we would literally go into their room and wake them up and say, you know what, we got to give you a sleeping pill. I don't even know how to break that down, but we do that, and it's still being done.
Well, that guy who sent you that post, he just woke up and took a sleeping pill. And every time someone says and spews hate and spews this whatever, they wake up to take another sleeping pill. So I always say sometimes you hear different things about so many different people. Either like you just stay asleep because that's where you need to be.
It reminds me of the Matrix when they woke Neo up.
Yes.
When they unplugged him, they just couldn't unplug him right away.
No.
They had to gently wake him up because something like I said before, some people who are asleep, if you wake them up, you can actually kill them. And those are just some of the facts. They said Monday, which in the Greek or Latin terms mean mourning, means to mourn, is a lot of times more people die on Monday than any day of the week.
Any day of the week. Yep.
And that term Monday, which means mourning, which means, and if you read Ecclesiastes 12 for you Master Masons out there, I'm just going to drop this. It says, what do they do? They go about the street mourning. I'm just saying, I'm just dropping that off so you can go back and read that.
The other thing with the Matrix is, when people wake up, like Neo did when he threw up, and when he came out from working out with what's his name in the Sims thing, he was learning kung fu or martial arts. He came out of it and he threw up. I don't think people have yet thrown up all that garbage they still have.
Ooh, that says a lot. That says a lot. Did I lose you? You still on?
Yeah, I'm here. I got cut off a bit. I'm sorry. I'm calling from New York, and it's I don't know. Maybe this area I just don't have good signal. But yeah, so if people haven't thrown up all the garbage they don't have in their lives, then yeah.
But how do you get people to do that, though?
Well, for me, if they come in and see me, they go through a series of, it's not just tests, but there's an emotional test to it. So I ask, and I'm not looking for answers, but I'm pulling them out. So I'm like detoxing your mind. I'm detoxing, because if I get to detox your mind, then your body will start to clear out. It's funny because it's like a mental workout. So once I start detoxing your mind, so I'm not giving you anything, because I can't give you anything. If you're not ready, there's nothing I can give you anyway, right?
Right.
So I just be the third party to know the questions to ask your internal body, and your answers come out with a lot of "I don't know," "I'm not too sure," and a lot of shrugs and "I don't knows," and then all of a sudden you find yourself, and one person said, "How come I don't have answers to this?" I said, "That's because that's how sick you are." I said, "You don't have answers because you've never felt anything. And the reason why you've never felt anything is because no one's ever told you that you could absorb anything. So everything was given to you that it was just toxic. So because your mind has a thought. I'm not talking about a thought from an experience or an explanation someone gave you or something you read. It has an internal thought to it. And that needs to come out. And the only way that comes out is when you think something, you also feel something. So if you think what's right, it also feels right. Because you can say something and it kind of won't feel as right. How do you know? Because you understand what your body's going through.
Okay.
Let's take this with romantic love. If you're making love to the right person, it feels right. You're not making love to the right person, you're just doing nothing but a physical thing and getting off and ain't gonna do a damn thing.
Boy, you done brought love into the thing. I'm telling you, you done brought the SEX into it. Let me tell you.
Because some people just doesn't get it until they're like, oh, I know it. No, now I know what it means. Because it feels perfect. It's more than it's like you said, Mason's more than a physical. It's more than a ring. It's more. It's so much more. And if you're not taking this into the next level of life, then you're still dying here on this earth, on this plane. This plane has got nothing for you. This is nothing but a place to work, to travel, to go to the next.
But so you just wait a minute. So in that terms, there's a part in the Masonic literature that says that each one of us is traveling upon the level of time, to which all travelers go, but none never return.
Right.
That says a lot.
That's work.
That says a lot. That says a lot. I don't know how many of us catch that along the way in the Masonic literature, where it makes that that statement, because each of us we're all going to transcend one day.
Yes.
We all are going to go through the hourglass of life. When you turn it up, once them sands are gone, it's a done deal, baby. It's a done deal. So
I'll share this one story. When I was studying in China, I was studying up in the village, and I was there for just over 22 months. And one of the abbots, and this is a Buddhist monastery, and we work all day. We sleep about 3.5 hours, and we work and pray and meditate and do different things. One of the abbots had asked me to. There's a rock wall that had fell down from the rain before, so he said, we got to build a wall. So I, being in my Western mind, I was this big rock, small rocks, and I'm making a pile so we can rebuild this wall from the water so it doesn't come in through. And one of the abbots come by, in his broken English, he says, so how was the rock? And I'm sweating, and it was really warm out, and I'm like, what? I'm thinking, I'm just working, I'm just moving rocks right now. And he goes, well, how was the rock? And I'm like, and I'm thinking, I don't know what he's talking about, and I'm not sure if I understood him. And then he went and walked away. And so when he walked away, and then I'm like, well, okay, so I'm moving rocks again, and I stopped, and I picked up this one rock, and I looked at it, and I said, you had a journey too. There was this rock. It fit in the size of my hand. I said, your journey was just not born this size.
Right.
You came and traveled to be here to build this wall. So I started to learn this process of what he meant by that one question. And then I started to bawl. I fell to my knees. I was crying because I went to the pile behind me, and I was like, I was apologizing to the living substance that was doing so much for me, but I took them totally for granted. And it was at that moment I realized that how many things that I've walked by in my life that I did not cherish their life and their journey. And that type of traveling we all do. We all are moving from one space moment to another space and moment. And we have a process, and we have intention, and it's purposeful. And if you don't know your purpose, then that goes back to what we were saying before, then you're not free.
Oh, well, damn, there you go. So if you don't know your purpose, you're not free. So a lot of us a lot of us are messed up because a lot of us don't know our purpose.
No.
A lot of us don't know our purpose. And I have a gentleman, his name is King. Say that twice. King, say that twice. He just posted, that he's interested in Freemasonry. And I asked him what is he looking for. He says enlightenment. Now I don't know if the gentleman really want to be woken up or not. That's the question I have to ask. King, say that twice. Are you ready? Are you ready to be like woken up? Because now I will tell you this: Masonry can scare some people.
Yes. So I got a great question for you, because I was disturbed by this. I was managing a store, and this young guy, he's young, he was 36. He had a bunch of tattoos on his arm, and they were all Masonic symbols.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, I said, "Are you a Mason?" He goes, "No, but I want to be."
You find that a lot.
I said, "So why do you have the tattoos?" He goes, "I just know I'm heading in the right direction, and I know there's some good brothers." I said, "So I'm confused." I said, "First of all, who did it?" Because it's like, he goes, "Well, my friend did it in his house." And I'm like, "So you want to be a Mason, so you got tattooed these symbols and emblems and to say what?"
Mm.
And he says, "Well, I just know I want to be on the right side of things."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "So what side of things are you on now?"
Wow.
He says, "I don't know." So how do you know where you want to be if you don't know where you are?
Man, well, some people don't know where they at.
That kind of goes back to the question about when a person says they want enlightenment.
Mm.
I hope so. I hope that people want enlightenment. I hope they do. I hope they really, really do.
Well, that's what he said. Now, whether he's ready for it or not, it's going to be up to him. It's definitely going to be up to him if that's truly what he's looking for. It's definitely going to be up to him. And I will assist. I mean, I don't know what part of the country he's in, but I'm willing to assist that young man in finding a Masonic home or lodge. It doesn't matter whether he's Prince Hall, Ancient Free. See, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is if I recommend a lodge for him, that he gets the proper teaching and understanding about Freemasonry, and not all the bullshit of somebody saying, "Well, you know what, you can't talk to him or her." None of that. I want that person, anybody I help to become a Mason, I want them to be properly educated in Freemasonry.
I do that too with a lot, especially specifically with martial arts. I know I do that too. There's a lot of bullshit out there, and if I can help them get to a real school, a school that I know, or a teacher I know, or I come across, I will then say, "Hey, I got a person who's going to be knocking on your door pretty quick here. Can you talk to them?" And then they'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then we go on from there. But other than that, we do what we can, and they can only do the rest, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is so true. So I have what do you know about the Moors?
Wow, well, you mean the mathematical Moors, the people who started math in their lives, the people who really started writing down astronomy? The Moors. Okay, so in the central part of the world we know as Africa, but in the parts of Africa there was a small on the western coast was a colony of the Moors.
Uh-huh.
Now, a lot of people have in different readings I've read, they were not of this earth because they knew too much.
Okay.
And so what's your question, I guess?
So one of the brothers posted, Brother Lewis posted, He met a guy that said he's a Moor. What is their understanding about enlightenment?
Well, well, what their understanding is that the central universe is the universal code of all existence with the sacred geometry. It goes on and on and on.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if you can. Is there a group of Moors? Like, is it like a practice or something?
Well, you know what? There's two types of Moors here in the United States. There's a group called Moor Science, which deals with. Go ahead.
So they study the science of the history of the Moors, right?
Correct. And then you got the Moors who are more, they deal in education as far as there being a citizen versus being property of the United States. They're on the citizenship thing, you know. So there's different aspects to Moors.
I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know because they had died out. I mean,
oh no, Doc. Doc, they pretty strong in Chicago and on the East Coast. They pretty and don't go to New York. Oh my God. Oh yeah. And you know it's like one brother just posted. Brother West just posted. They came from Noble Drew Ali, Moorish Science Temple of America. They got into Freemasonry. So in other words, from what I'm understanding, there's a cross between the Moorish Science Temple and Freemasonry. Brother Lewis, that's the answer to your question. It's a cross between Freemasonry and Moorish Science Temple, which teaches the hidden geometry and those science of Freemasonry that you will find in the fellowcraft degree.
You know, the other thing is that, you know, you can go into like the Rosicrucian, you know, that was also done too. So there's a lot of connection between people studying what you call the living life, earthly sciences of the world, of the connection between here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So the Masons they're not cornering the market, but it is, I think we're all still going after the same light. It's still there.
It is, and we are going after the same light. The only thing that I believe that separates Freemasonry and the Moors is the fact that in Freemasonry, the system that we practice today is more of a European system. Whereas when you're dealing with the Moorish Science Temple under Drew Ali, it deals with the more Afrocentric science. It deals with more African aspect than anything else. That's from my own understanding. Now, if somebody else want to enlighten me, please do.
Okay, well, that makes sense, because they are more, you know, like I said, when even studying the Hermetic sciences is more or less around the blacks, the Africans and the Egyptians, and what they studied and brought to light that way too. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, for me, I love to learn, and it all brings us to the same thing. I mean, I read a lot of great information, like from the Hebrew or the Torah to the Quran, and it's not like one's telling you anything different than the other, and the words are different, but they all bring you to the same place. So it's the same way when you start studying the earth too. I talk with a lot of scientists, you know, because I like science, and so when we're talking about not just astrophysics, but we're talking about like the science of movement, you know. We all come up, we have different formulas, but we all get to the same point. So it's funny because some scientists will argue the same thing the Masons will. Well, who's who? Well, you're arguing over how I got to my number, and we all got to the same light. So what are you really saying? If you just want to say you're the king of this equation, well, go ahead, knock yourself out. I don't know. I really don't care. You know.
Well, and this is what happens to us as African Americans. We get caught up on whether the water is colder or not.
Right.
He said my water was colder than yours. You know, we get caught up in that scenario, you know. And that in itself is a what you would call a crying shame.
Brother, it's been a pleasure. I got to take out of here pretty quick.
Yeah, the pleasure's been all mine. I certainly appreciate you coming on tonight, and I'm looking forward to also being on your show. So you can make the announcement and tell anybody who's looking for your show where they can find you. Go right ahead.
Yes, okay, so Mr. Tony's going to be on my show tomorrow, and it's on the BBM Global Network, and my show's called Bridges, and that's like the word when you travel across something, because, my show likes to bring you from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with Dr. Paul W. Dyer on the BBM Global Network. He can also pick up the podcast on iHeart and iTunes Radio, but the live shows every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to being on your show tomorrow night. And man, I got off to a kind of rough start today, but I'm glad we're finishing with a bang. So we're going to conclude our show right here, and I thank everybody for participating, coming on, sharing your light, sharing your knowledge. And if any of you may have extra questions for Dr. Dyer, definitely leave it in the box. We'll definitely read them and get back with you, and I'll definitely pass them on to Dr. Dyer so where he can even come. He's definitely going to come back on the show. Now, you know I got to have you back on the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I think we should, after one show, we should set up what you want to do as an education classroom. So I think people have questions, and I'm sure people have questions about, again, how do I come out of these bushes? How do I stop this white noise? And I know it gets kind of confusing when people say, I read this book on meditation, I read this book, and they're still clogged, they're still blocked, they're still emotionally sick. So we just probably need to take it step by step for them, and that's what we'll do, because I get it. So many people who want to do keep falling down, and they get discouraged, and they just stay down.
Well, I tell you what, for those of you who want to continue to talk tonight, I have a 1-800 number conference line that you can definitely call on to. Brother Lewis, brother Brandon Lewis, I don't have the number before me. If you can post that number, I'm going to stay on just for a little while longer as Brother Dryers go ahead and take care of his business. Brother Dyer, I want to say thank you, but I'm going to stay on a little while longer. I need Brother Lewis to go ahead and drop that number for a conference tonight for those who may want to continue to discuss Freemasonry and those who may be interested. So I'm going to let you go ahead and go, and I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate you having you on tonight.
God bless, man.
God bless you. So I want to say definitely a big shout out to Dr. Paul Dryers, who was on tonight's show. He's a Freemason. The brother is deep. So I'm asking Brother Lewis if he doesn't mind, and if he has that number, we need to go ahead and drop that. And drop that number for me, Brother Lewis, so people can call in about maybe 15 minutes. It's going to be open to any and everyone. If you want to call in, we're going to definitely have an open dialogue and talk about Freemasonry. So we're going to definitely get it in. So I want to just say I appreciate everyone for coming on tonight. I hope that you was able to get something out of this show tonight. Oh, here's the number right here. The number for tonight's show, conference call number is going to be 605-472-5329, and the access code to that is going to be 541512. So in about maybe, it is now 7:39 on the West Coast, so it's got to be at least 9:30 on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. So in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to be coming on tonight. So if you want to call in tonight in about 10-15 minutes, please do that. We'd love to have you on. We're going to be talking. It's open forum, so we're not going to be discussing what we would consider secrets of Freemasonry, but we are going to be talking and discussing Freemasonry. So if you have a question, there's going to be some very educated people online. So I'm getting 10:40 East Coast time. Definitely, that's far East Coast right there, baby. 10:40, yeah. So it's going to be about 11 o'clock East Coast. I think that's probably Chicago time, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to get it in 9:40 for okay. So it depends on where you at on the East Coast. We're definitely going to be coming on tonight for a little while, and at the conference number. So I'm going to repost this again by Brother Lewis, So if you didn't catch it and you may have missed it, we're definitely going to repost this again so you can have it at your disposal. And definitely come on in about maybe, I would say 10 minutes. Give me about 10 minutes and everyone can start calling in. And if you're interested in Freemasonry, if you want to talk about different rites and it's just open. It's just open. We're just going to have a great dialogue, great conversation. It's open. So once again, I want to say thank you. And whatever you do, please stay out the bushes. And I'm going to say this before I sign off tonight. And this is kind of personal. So if you were in my jurisdiction, in my Grand Lodge, if you was a member of this jurisdiction and you have demitted, please stop calling our members. And you know exactly who I'm talking to. You demitted, you go on, you do your thing. But please stop interfering with this jurisdiction and stay out the bushes. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to go too much in depth. I know my Grandmaster's probably on here tonight. And he just may tell me to pull back a little bit. You know? So I have to be careful and respective to my jurisdiction, to my Grandmaster. You know, it's just sad. You know, you demit, you go on, you do your thing. That's what you do. And leave us be. If you want to be here, you're to stay. But you go. You free to leave. You free to go do whatever you're going to do. So with that being said, I thank everybody. Please come back and join us tonight. In about 15 minutes, we're going to go on. And we're gonna go on tonight. And it's going to be open topic. So whatever questions you may have, anybody, get it in. All right? So until then, peace, be well, blessings to your family. And until we meet, stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out.